Welcome to John's Tarot. Welcome. I hope you've all been having a good week and things are working out for you. I am still this is my last day of talking about the divine wisdom, the goddess of Sophia. And this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means for us in the future. You know, this is kind of a journey if you decide to take the journey.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And that's kind of how it is. That's how it has been for me. I always identify so powerfully with that movie, The Matrix, because awakening up from a false reality has been kind of dramatic for me. Now, probably more dramatic for me than most because of the sobriety thing and the false reality I was living in 37 years ago. This is my sobriety birthday week. I've been sick all week and haven't been able to celebrate. I'm going to go and celebrate right after this podcast today. And the concept of Sophia, the archetype of Sophia living within me, that divine wisdom living within me and activating that archetype has really been an eye-opener for me. And this archetype lives within Christianity. If you tend to look in some of your books, your sacred books, it's there. Solomon had an engagement with Sophia, and he wanted to stay engaged with Sophia. I talked a little bit about how this concept has lived with humanity for thousands of years. The ancient Greeks through the concept of Athena, and Athena's favorite animal was the owl. And why did she like the owl? Because the owl is able to see what other people cannot. It's able to see through darkness. It's able to see through illusion. And that's why Athena, or the goddess Sophia, the divine wisdom, that's what that experience is like after you activate that archetype. It goes back to the goddess Isis in Egyptian religion. These concepts are very ancient, and by just me talking about them, I'm activating them in your life. And hopefully it activates it to a point where you do a little investigation on your own and take a look at it. I just kind of live with it, and how that affects me is I live with it. I accept it. I didn't know such a thing existed. It was activated in my life, and I now live with that activation. I live with that concept. I am not such a, it brought into question some of my other beliefs that I had held, and I've had to progress. I've had to grow. It's forced me to grow beyond my older concepts. It's forced me to grow beyond my older beliefs, which were obsolete and not working for me in my life. And that's what the concept of divine wisdom is supposed to do. It's supposed to force you into growth. It's not necessarily a comfortable growth, because separating ourselves from concepts that we were brought up with, maybe religious, maybe cultural, maybe political, and then growing past them, is not a comfortable process. It's not a fun thing to go through, but it's been worthwhile, and it's been very helpful to me in my life. And I hopefully it'll be helpful to you in your life. What else are we going to talk about? So I'm going to go ahead and do a little tarot reading. So what does it mean for our future to activate this Sophic archetype in our lives? My ability to read tarot is a gift, an expression of divine love, and I'm here to share it with you in that same spirit. I hope you all had a good week. We've been going through a lot of stuff politically. We're engaged in a conflict. And a certain individual, just last night, we're almost out of the conflict. And I'm looking at that and I'm saying, how come I'm not buying it? You know, I know why I'm not buying it. You know, it comes out every couple of days and saying, "Oh, I've got this under control." I look at him, "Oh, really? Oh, really?" And I'm not buying it. This individual says a lot of stuff, and none of it's true. And I just laugh. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just a small little, I'm just a small little bug on the internet. And what I say doesn't matter. I'm not a person with any power. I'm not a person with any influence, but I'm not a person that can be bullshitted so easily. If you want to be bullshitted, that is your business. If you want to activate a deeper concept of the archetype of Sophia in your life, well, maybe that is part of my business. So, what does it mean for the future? Activation of the Sophic archetype in individual lives. And even if this podcast activates it in just a couple of lives, that will make a difference. What does the activation of this Sophia archetype mean for our future? And we'll see what the tarot says about that. What does the activation of the Sophia archetype mean for our future? Our political, our spiritual, and personal future. Got the cards. The first card is the Three of Wands. What does it mean? It means that some of you have made a decision. Some of you decided to move forward, and you're waiting for some response from the universe. And that's probably what this podcast is a response to your decision to move forward. And it also means that other people are involved in your decision to move forward, and that they've supported you and they have helped you, and you need to remember that as you continue on your journey of awakening. Not to discard the people that have helped you, but to hold them dear and hold them in esteem and help them when they need help. And what does this mean for our future? How interesting. The Ace of Wands. I don't stack these decks. You see me shuffling the cards. The Ace of Wands means new growth, new spiritual growth, new psychological growth. This is what the activation of the Sophia archetype means. It'll be new growth for you as an individual. And that it also has to do, you see the hand holding the wand, and also has to do with, how can I say this? Well, new growth, new energy, has to do with sexual energy too. And that's, you can see the hand holding the archetype of what that could possibly is. But it'll bring more growth, more energy into your life, and sometimes the old things, after the old things wither away and are no longer workable, new things are going to emerge. New concepts, new ways of dealing with the world, new ways of dealing with your work, new ways of dealing with your loved ones, new growth. And then finally, what does it mean for the future? You see that's the Six of Swords. You see a man with a woman in a boat, surrounded by swords, pushing it across a stream. And this is somebody who has the activation of this archetype means that you are going to be a person who has the ability to help others through difficult points in their life and to help guide them across difficult. This is the woman heading across a river, and then the guy with the holding her across in the boat is us, is people who have activated this archetype. We have the ability to help others through difficult times in their life, whether those times be spiritual, economic, or political. We have the ability to help others, and to activate this archetype in your life, you will have that type of ability to help others through difficult times in their life, and this will be recognized among your small group of friends. So this is what I had on Sophia for the week. So until next week.
Goodbye, Professor Marvel, and thanks a lot.
Well, it was my pleasure. I hope you enjoyed my little 3-part series on Sophia. There is so much more there. This was just a little bit of an introduction. If you take a little time to investigate, you will be surprised, and maybe surprised as I was. So until I see you next, be careful, be cool, be kind, and remember, have faith, find courage. I will see you all again on my next video. Okay, bye-bye.